It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Just recently, things were getting pretty busy over at the Friendship Circle's Farber Center as Walk for Friendship took place after achieving their $1 million donation goal. It was an incredible event, and I was there to see all the action firsthand and to hear what people had to say.
It's been great. This is my first year doing it. I heard about it through a friend and just wanted to be able to participate and give back where I can in the community. It's really moving just to see people come together and support one another and their families with their children and you know, adults with disabilities. So it's been great.
It's been really good. I've been coming since I was 8 years old, and I'm 16 now, so this is my 8th year coming. And my brother has autism, so we're actually here for his team. So we're here for Team Brady today. So this is probably like my favorite event of the year because I like to volunteer a lot for these kind of stuff. And honestly, it just gets bigger and bigger every year. We hit like over $1 million this year, which is really good. And there's just so much stuff to do, and there's so many people. It's so great to see people showing up.
What do you think an event like this means to the West Bloomfield community?
I think it shows that we can grow as a community to be closer and have more events like this. It's made me want to be more involved and try to do more for my community, and I like how everyone has came here. They should definitely come next year, and the more the merrier.
It's always exciting every time I'm walking with Friendship Circle. I've been a supporter of Friendship Circle since we moved here in 2012, and I've been walking with them every year that I could. Seeing the community come out to support something that is so incredibly important, it's heartwarming.
And what can you say about the theme for this year's Walk for Friendship celebration, You Matter?
It is, I think people need to remember that every single person has value, and it's not just you matter, we matter, they matter. And it's so easy in this day and age to think only about yourself and to forget about others. And I believe the You Matter is supposed to be a personally fulfilling message, but it's also a reminder that just as much as you matter, so does the other person. And that's why people need to step up and be part of this.
What would you say are some of the most important qualities one could take away from being a part of Walk for Friendship?
I think it's just enjoying the camaraderie, just kind of letting your hair down and getting to know others in different situations, and there's always a common connection somewhere in it.
I think it just shows like how much you need a community, especially when you're like struggling with an autism diagnosis. I know when my brother first got diagnosed, like this really helped my mom, especially the Friendship Circle. And I think it's so good that we're raising money for just such a great cause.
Right now, Friendship Circle serves a community that for so many years has sort of lived in the shadows, has been overlooked, and I think it's been more and more comfortable for people who are special needs to self-identify outwardly, and this is a great opportunity for the community to recognize just how widespread the needs are and to see the value of organizations like Friendship Circle and what they can do to help that community.
It was so great to see all the smiling faces out at Walk for Friendship, and it was even more amazing to see them finally accomplish their $1 million donation goal. Can't wait to see what's to come from this event in the many years to come. Tomorrow is the next exciting football match from the West Bloomfield Lakers. After a dominating performance last week against Dearborn, they are set to take on Southfield A&T tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You can catch the action right here on Civic Center TV and hear exciting play-by-play from Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni. Earlier this week, Tyler dropped by West Bloomfield High School to speak with head coach Zach Hilbers to hear what he had to say regarding their exciting first week win.
I'm Tyler Kieft alongside West Bloomfield Lakers head coach Zach Hilbers. The Lakers 1-0 after an opening win against Dearborn Fordson, 37-0, and coach, for the second consecutive year, your team with a blowout win here at Lakers Stadium in week one. Your overall thoughts coming out of those first 48 minutes?
Well, I guess the final score is about exactly what you would want if you could pick and wish for something. But it looked like a week one. We made our fair share of mistakes, as I know they did too. Luckily, it didn't cost us on the scoreboard, but it's just stuff you got to work on to get better if you don't want it to cost you down the road.
The defense definitely showed up to play. 7 returning starters. You kind of expected them to be on top of their game, even as much as you can be with all the week one jitters in play. But what was really impressive was the way your offense got into rhythm. 4 returning starters, basically an entire new offensive line, a young quarterback getting his first varsity reps, leading most of the game in Jackson Carver. How impressed were you with their performance over a pretty tough and veteran defense from Fordson?
Yeah, Fordson definitely has some guys. I thought their linebacking core was pretty good too, and it showed up in the game just like we saw on film. But I was impressed with our guys and how they took what they did all summer and translated it to the game. But I wouldn't say I was surprised, I guess. And you mentioned Jackson. He was great last year when we'd pull him up in practice. And some of the receivers that left, whether it was Cam and Jaden and Elijah, they all told me how good he could be. So to see it happen, I guess, was relieving, but not surprising.
And what was also pretty surprising was the way that the offensive line was able to move a really pretty tough defensive line from Fordson. They're big, they're strong, they're veteran D linemen on top of that. How impressed were you with your front 5 and their performance with a really tough matchup in the opening frame? Yeah,
because Fordson's big and they're pretty strong, and we're not as big up front as we've been across the board. Obviously Travis is huge, and we throw Jeremiah at tight end. He's a pretty big kid too. But across the board, we have different types of athletes, so we try to cater to their skills a little bit, and they did a really good job, and they're just going to have to kind of keep going forward with the coaching and the technique.
You get through those first couple of series in any games, you have those sort of scripted first couple runs out on offense, and so does all your opponents. Then you get into the game where it is kind of that battle of the minds with your players and with your coaching staff. Your players seem to adjust really well. Whenever Fordson would be able to start stopping the run, you'd be able to get the passing game involved, and vice versa. What do you have to say about the resilience of your team in that first game, especially early on, to get that momentum going in those first few minutes?
Yeah, our offensive coordinator, Ken Rise, he's always been really big into the fact that, there's going to be some times when he's 100% right or we're 100% right and we call the perfect play, and it's going to happen on the other side too, where the defense on the other side calls the perfect thing or dials something up to stop you. Both sides that are going to happen. And football games are not really won and lost in those moments. It's the other moments that are kind of neutral, I guess, where the players have to go and make the difference. So, it is a little bit of a game of perseverance, but we try to play complementary football where if you take something away, we can respond with something else.
I'm trying not to look too far ahead, but defensively, the performance in week 1, a shutout against Dearborn Fordson with the veteran quarterback, veteran skill players, and a really stout offensive line. You look forward to teams that had big week 1s as well. You look a few weeks down the road at Clarkston, a big win on the road in Detroit against Belleville, even the performance and a loss from Lake Orion against Northville in week number 1. How impressed particularly were you with the secondary, being able to shut down a pretty well-connected quarterback receiving core?
Our secondary?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty, we knew that they would be challenged a little bit in the RPO game and over top, and for most of the game we did a really good job. We blew a coverage that they scored on. Luckily there was a holding call that kind of negated that, so that was just kind of something glaring that we kind of have to fix and clean up. But overall we knew they'd be tested. We think they'll be tested again this week at Southfield, so hope we're up to the challenge.
And the help defense was also a big factor in there. You think about the fumble that was forced that led to a touchdown. That came from a big hit and then a good stick-to-itiveness to keep your eye on the football and see that ball's popped out. We got an opportunity and a quick set of blocking also to open up a hole. The teamwork, I think, was something that stood out really well for your defense against Fordson. How important is that, especially getting established in week 1, for your guys to be able to make supportive plays, especially in space on defense?
Yeah, I think we flew around pretty well. It wasn't, perfect, but a lot of guys run into the football, and really good things happen for a defense if you run to the football. So you saw it happen with Zeke when, to be honest, he probably got a lucky bounce. It bounced right to him, but he was there and he was running to the ball, and you saw kind of a convoy leading him to the end zone because they were all doing what they were supposed to do. So, yeah, obviously if football's not round, it's going to bounce here, there, and everywhere, but if you're running to the ball, more often than not, you're going to get those lucky bounces.
You saw those bounces going everywhere from Dean Hamoud on those punts all throughout the game. High hang time, moving all over. The hands teamwork on Wednesday definitely came into play against Dean Hamoud. With Coach Hilbers, West Bloomfield 1-0 after a 37-0 victory in Week 1 at the Swamp on a Thursday night. They continue this week Friday against Southfield A&T, coming in 0-1 after a blowout loss of their own last week. Coach, what was really impressive too was the number of guys that came up onto the roster this year. 4 starters coming up on the defensive side, 7 new starters on the offensive side, and we saw some of the new Jimmies and Joes really get involved well in this offense and acclimate early on. Offensively, Cam Hall and Joel Davis played really well also from the backfield. Defensively, Kalik Robinson stepped up into a starring role, and you had guys like Ezekiel Davis have big games too. How important was it for some of those younger guys getting into the mix to figure out their role in Week 1 and really cement themselves into it as we get into the thick of the season?
Yeah, it's huge because, I mean, you have ideas of what kids can do, but you got to really see it happen in a real life game action. And, you know, we had 2 sophomores starting on the offensive line. They did a great job, and a third one, Kenneth Peterson, played a lot. So to have 3 sophomores play on the offensive line and be able to run the ball for just under 250 yards, that's somewhat encouraging, you know, obviously for this year and hopefully for the future as well. And, yeah, those guys on defense that stepped up, I'm real proud of them because a lot of them have kind of been waiting their turn. Kalik got to play a lot last year, but Zeke not as much, and he was kind of ready for the challenge.
It's a 37-0 victory. On paper, it's a shutout win. It's against a historically really tough opponent. You would look on paper, see that victory, the way that your team played, and think it was perfect football. Any coach would tell you there's never perfect football, even in a blowout, shutout victory. What are you looking for your team to build on from last week that could make them still have as powerful of a performance in weeks 2 through 9 in the playoffs, but make them a better, more complete football team beginning next week?
Yeah, we just made some mistakes, some mental mistakes, whether it's adrenaline and jitters from that first game or just, you know, a couple guys stepping into new roles. You throw that lot at them and they just kind of have to work their way through it. But if you can, like, you know, get better and work on stuff and still win, it's a really good thing. And obviously win turned out to be convincingly. So I'm happy with where Week 1 was, but Week 1's over now and we're on Week 2.
After such a strong performance against Dearborn-Fordson, I can't wait to see what West Bloomfield has in store against Southfield A&T. Make sure you catch all the action right here on Civic Center TV to see the game firsthand. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce is gearing up for its highly anticipated 2025 Chamber Cup golf outing set for September 30th at Twin Beach Country Club for the very first time. This annual event brings together local business leaders, community members, and golf enthusiasts for a day of friendly competition, networking, and fun. And the outing has become a tradition that celebrates both community spirit and business growth in West Bloomfield. Jim McGugan, the GM, the general manager of Twin Beach Country Club, joins us right now on the Splash Live to tell us more. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Very, very excited to hear about the Chamber Cup golf outing. Could you share, how would you say this event has become so popular in West Bloomfield?
Well, working together with Suzanne at the Chamber is always great. She's a true professional, and she suggested that we try to do something like this to bring some business community leaders and others together in a nice golf outing here this fall at Twin Beach. And of course, when we received that offer, we jumped on it, and I'm looking forward to a great event.
Absolutely. Very, very excited to hear what's to come from this event. Could you explain a little more about what people can experience throughout this event?
Yeah, they're going to get a chance to have a lot of local community leaders and others come together here, and it's great exposure for Twin Beach, and the game of golf is still on a huge boom right now, so we're excited to be part of that and expose everyone here to Twin Beach. We've been here for 95 years. We're celebrating our 95th anniversary actually tomorrow, which is September 5th, so we have a huge party going on here, and really looking forward to some great weather and a nice event tomorrow.
95 years. That is incredible. Happy anniversary to the country club. That is such an incredible achievement. And making such important connections in Greater West Bloomfield, I mean, that says a lot. What makes this Chamber Cup golf outing unique compared to maybe some of the previous years, other than, of course, the change of location?
Well, since we've never hosted it here before at Twin Beach, it'll be a nice new piece of variety for all of the chamber members to see what we have to offer. We've got a 9/18 hole golf course with double tees and double greens. So we sit on about a 60-acre property, so it's our way to create as much variety. But there's not a whole lot of 9-hole clubs in the area that can also be played in 18 holes. So I'm excited to show all the players what we have to offer. And our course conditions are phenomenal right now. Our superintendent's been with us for 27 years, and I'm excited to show them what we have to offer.
And it's going to be great for the community to get to experience the golf course as well. You said something just a little bit ago, how golf has been on a bit of it, like popularity's been on a bit of an upspike recently from the emergence of some big golf stars. And of course, a little movie known as Happy Gilmore 2, I think, has also helped to bump that popularity up as well. Do you think that this rise of popularity with golf is going to play a factor in the popularity and the attendance for this year's event?
Oh, I think so for sure. I know a lot of people were excited about Happy Gilmore too, and I recently watched it. It was pretty funny. I was always glad to see a remake come back, and any little thing for whether it's Top Golf or all these pop-up golf simulators across the state or new golf courses popping up. It's great for the game of golf, and it helps ensure our longevity of the game.
I've also seen the movie as well. Highly recommend it. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Jim McGugan, the general manager of Twin Beach Country Club, who's talking about this year's 2025 Chamber Cup golf outing, which is going to be taking place on September 30th. And this is all in conjunction with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And let's talk about that for a minute. What role would you say that they play in organizing this outing, and how would you say your partnership has evolved with them over the years?
Well, I've been here with Twin Beach for 10 seasons now, and the moment I arrived, we looked at Chamber of Commerce's, and the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce made a lot of sense for us. The partnerships are great. Suzanne does a wonderful job making connections between various members and exposing them to what everyone has to offer. And I think that just leads to a better business community and stronger growth for all the industries that are members of the Chamber.
That's absolutely right. And events like this play such a big role in helping to preserve those very important business relationships. How would you say those relationships can be improved by events like the Chamber Cup?
I think bringing people together and getting to know each other and networking. And we use a lot of our chamber members for work that we do here at the club, whether it's in need of a locksmith or plumbers or anything like that. So it's great to have those resources, and we'd like to support the local community as well.
Of course, that's absolutely right. Now, can you tell us a little bit about maybe some special preparations or some efforts made by your team to help ensure a very successful event this year?
Absolutely. From setup table to our electric carts to golf course conditions, we'll make sure we nail all the detail items. We want to show our fellow chamber members that we have a great operation here, which we do. Our membership is just about sold out in every category. And in fact, we were just named in the top 20 best courses to join in terms of private clubs for under $25,000 by Country Club magazine. So I'm excited to show the chamber members some of those things that we have to offer here at Twin Beach.
That is amazing, and that's certainly going to help, I think, inspire a lot of people to check out this event and to maybe get started breaking out the golf clubs and to try out the sport for themselves. Now, as we said, this is your first time hosting this year's event. Looking ahead, what are your hopes for the future, and do you see yourselves hosting this event down the road?
Absolutely. I would love to make this an annual event and continue to work with the chamber to foster that relationship. And just Suzanne, I can't say enough about her at the chamber. She's been just phenomenal to work with, and her ability and time consumption that she has on her job and connecting various chamber members is pretty impressive. So shout out to her, and looking forward to a really great event on September 30th.
Of course, shout out to Suzanne Levine for everything she does for the community. She is everywhere and helps to bring a lot of these events to the table. Jim, I'm going to wrap things up with one more quick question. Where can people go to gain a little bit more information about this event to maybe help them prepare for what's to come on September 30th?
Yeah, the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce website is a great one. They can pop on our website as well, which is twinbeachcc.com, or check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Lots of information flying out there on social media right now.
That's where to go, and that's where you can gain all of the information for this year's Chamber Cup event. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thanks for your time. Always great to be with you.
Absolutely. Once again, Chamber Cup is going to be taking place on September 30th at the Twin Beach Country Club. Hope to see a lot of people out there enjoying the beautiful weather and to be getting those golf skills up to date. We're going to take a quick break right here on the Splash Live, jump into some more stories and some more news from the Greater West Bloomfield community right after this. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
Hi, I'm Chris Fry, Park Superintendent, West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you for all you do in the community, and thank you for having me on The Splash throughout the season to talk about activities out in the parks. Chris Fry, proud to be 1 in a million.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Floodwaters can rise fast. Take precautions to stay safe. Follow the instructions of local officials and all emergency notifications. If authorities say evacuate, don't wait. Do not walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Just 1 foot of water can sweep away a vehicle. Never drive around barricades. You don't know what danger may be on the other side. For more tips on how to protect your family, visit ready.gov/floods.
Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. The DCC, the Detroit Crime Commission, is celebrating the 10th annual Love Tennis and Pickleball Mixer on September 27th, showcasing a decade of community engagement and support. It's a chance for people to enjoy tennis team format play, followed by a pickleball scramble with playoffs and prizes. And all proceeds benefit vital DCC initiatives. Joining us now to tell us more about the event is the organizer, Stephanie Yates, and co-chair of this year's event, Renee Roth. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely love hearing about events like this to help bring the community together. Stephanie, I'm going to start with you. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the Love Tennis and Pickleball Mixer. How would you say this event has evolved over the past decade?
Thanks, Jake. The tennis and pickleball mixer has evolved over the past 10 years by growing every year and changing locations. We started on a grass tennis court called Wesson out in Pontiac, and now we are at Pine Lake Country Club by the water. Outside, it's beautiful, and our guests absolutely enjoy coming to Pine Lake for this event. We had about 50 people originally, and now we're close to 100 people that come out and play in our event annually.
Wow, I mean, you could definitely hear how much this event has grown in popularity over time. That is amazing to see. Renee, how would you say hosting this event at Pine Lake Country Club helps to add to the overall experience?
Thanks, Jake. I would say that our lakefront setting, we've got both clay courts and pickleball courts, and having the space necessary to bring in all our new guests has really helped us grow and engage more people. It's an easy setting to get to, and a lot of our patrons just love, watching the sunset afterwards as we have our mix and mingle and our silent auction, and it's just a great place to come out for a good cause.
That's absolutely right. And as I said before, there are great tournament formats with this event. There's tennis team play, and then there's the pickleball scramble. How would you say these formats encourage participation and fun?
So it encourages everybody at different levels to come in and play. You don't have to be a great tennis player or a great pickleball player. You could be a first timer. They can come out there and learn the rules, and it allows for the formats to create kind of a team mentality, so where you're working together as a team, and there's even little prizes involved. So it's a great way to encourage people to get out and have fun, and bring community together.
That's absolutely right. And I mean, when you say prizes, that's definitely going to garner a lot of attention and a lot of popularity for events like this. And all of this fun and all of this excitement goes towards some incredible causes: Crimes Against Women Initiative and the Safeguard Witness Protection Program. Stephanie, how do the proceeds directly support programs like this?
So the Crime Commission has several initiatives that we focus on throughout the year. Because our committee is mostly women, actually I think it's all women and one man, we chose Crimes Against Women because it makes the most sense. Some of our focus has been on human trafficking, and it's a very big problem. So the women chose that one, and that's where the funds will go for this event, as well as our witness protection program with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. You'll remember maybe 10 years ago they started the Rape Kit Initiative, so that is why we chose that. It's also focuses on women and crime, and a lot of the initiatives, is a kind of a male-driven focus. So this is more women, and our committee of women chose these two.
Well, it's amazing that all of this fun and all of this excitement is going to be going to some incredible causes along the way. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Stephanie Yates and Renee Roth, who are involved with the Detroit Crime Commission, talking about the Love Tennis and Pickleball Mixer that's going to be taking place on September 27th at the Pine Lake Country Club, the 10th anniversary of this beloved event. Now, Renee, I would imagine that sponsors play a very, very big role in helping to make events like this successful. What opportunities are available for those who maybe want to help support the cause?
Yes, Jake. Sponsorship opportunities are still available, and they make this cause just so much more special. Each of our sponsorship levels come with an opportunity for marketing and signages and participation in the event. They really help drive our message throughout the community by showing they support us, and they back our causes, and it allows our message to spread throughout the community, which is pretty much one of our ultimate goals from all of these events.
Well, it's amazing to hear that there are so many ways people can get involved to help support your amazing mission. That's always great to hear. Stephanie, how important would you say community engagement and visibility is for the Detroit Crime Commission's mission?
So the Crime Commission has been around for about 14 years. I've been with it for about 10 years. And I think that people are starting to know who we are and recognize who we are. So the more events we do throughout the year, the more visibility we get and people can, hear DCC and know exactly who they're talking about. We want people to support us, and we want also community to understand about causes that we're supporting, so they're aware of like human trafficking or whatever it is that we're backing at the time. So it's very important for our community to know that this is going on, and these events showcase that.
They absolutely do. I want to thank both of you guys for joining us here on the Splash Live. I got one more question before we wrap things up, and this is to both of you. Looking ahead, this event has been going on for 10 years. We want to see it continue in the years to come. What's your vision for the future of this pickleball and tennis mixer as it continues to grow? Renee, we'll start with you.
So our ultimate goal is to get women out and have some fun, spread our word. And so we just want to grow and keep on expanding and have more and more women come out and join us, and ultimately spread our message throughout the community and the awareness of what we're doing.
Stephanie, what about you?
Well, I'd like to say it's men and women we're asking to come out. It's not just for women. This event is for both men and women this year. It always has been, actually, but it's mostly women focused. But this year we want the men to come too. At any level, you do not need a partner to come. If you want to sign up, you can go to our website at DetroitCrimeCommission.org and click on events, and then you can sign up that way. And just please come out and support us. All the money we raise is for our initiatives, and we would really appreciate your support.
That's right, supporting so many great causes from the Detroit Crime Commission. Renee, Stephanie, thank you both so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you, Jake.
Of course, this event, once again, that is going to be taking place on September 27th at the Pine Lake Country Club, the 10th annual Love, Tennis, and Pickleball Mixer. Hope to see a lot of people out there and having such a great time. Plenty more great stories and topics right after this. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Can't be late to your own party. Hurry up! Hurry up! Ah! Do not cut me off. It's her fault. Her fault. Ah. You kidding me? Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk, honk! Honk, honk! Late! Out of my way! Honk! I hate construction!
You should have slowed down.
My party.
You wouldn't act this way in a store, so don't act this way on the road. Driving slower saves lives.
Bringing you stories and memories from Kego Harbor, Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Coming up on October 3rd, the Senior Health Expo is set to take place with West Bloomfield Parks, a free senior-focused vendor fair providing the chance to meet with and engage with over 30 local service providers curated to support senior needs, and it's all hosted at the Connect Senior Center. Naomi Johnson, the senior programmer for West Bloomfield Parks, joins us now on the Splash Live to tell us more. Naomi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Jake, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you with us. Very, very important conversation about the Senior Health Expo. What can you tell me about how this event got started and what people can take away from participating in it?
Absolutely. So our Senior Health Showcase actually started over 15 years ago. And so we've hosted this event for a while. It actually began at a different facility. So we hosted it at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital, which is in the community. This year, we are bringing it to our Senior Connect Center. And so this year, we will actually be in-house. We just really wanted to create an atmosphere for older adults to not only come together and interact with one another, but we wanted to be able to connect them to different resources in the community and still create that welcoming and inviting atmosphere while they learn about services, and talk face-to-face to different professionals in our community.
That's amazing. Great environment to put together an event like this. It's an appropriate venue for this event. What can you tell me about some of the resources that the seniors can take away, like some of the things that they can learn?
Absolutely. So at our Connect Senior Center, we always have different programming, from even if it's just a game or card session, but we also have a lot of different programs with speakers where they can learn about whether it's something that they need in the community, different organizations and what they offer. A lot of them may be a free event, but a lot of our seniors don't know about these opportunities and these organizations. So we really just want to create that atmosphere, connect them with different organizations that could include lifestyle organizations, fitness, physical therapy, housing, literally all types of different things. But we just want to create that atmosphere and where they don't have to go online and search, but they can meet face to face, have that personal interaction with each and every professional. And so we are providing a wide range of just different organizations where they can come and discuss and meet our professionals.
That's absolutely right, and such great ways that all of these seniors can take away so many great resources. Now, there is a very diverse senior audience throughout Greater West Bloomfield. Some might have some mobility issues, some might have some memory issues as they've gotten older. How do you ensure that this event is accessible and appealing to a diverse senior audience?
Absolutely. So to start, this event is free for our guests. So anybody, they are all welcome to attend. We also have over 30 vendors that will be in attendance that day. And so we did want to create that wide range just of opportunities. So I think there is somebody for anybody that comes here. And even if they just want to connect with the professionals here, or if they have a question, or maybe they are interested in a certain organization, we wanted to create that atmosphere while still welcoming a wide variety of different organizations and service providers in the community.
That's absolutely right. Now, it should be noted with this event that there are different time slots for the Senior Health Showcase. There's one at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and one at noon. And of course, spots are limited. So where can people go to learn a little more information about where they can sign up, what's a good time to sign up, and some more information just about the event?
Absolutely. So we created these time slots just to take control over how many participants we have. We want people to be comfortable and to have that one-on-one experience while talking to the organization. So we did limit the time slots to a certain amount. Like you said, we have 4 different time slots available. So people are welcome to go to our West Bloomfield Parks website, but they can also call us at the Connect Senior Center, where some of our service providers are able to register them for the event, or just give them some extra information on which time slot would work best for them.
And is there a deadline to sign up for this event?
Yes, and so the deadline is about a few weeks before the event, so they definitely have time to register for this.
All right, important information for everyone to know about signing up for this event. For those just joining us, I'm talking with the senior programmer for West Bloomfield Parks, Naomi Johnson, who's explaining to me about the Senior Health Expo that's going to be taking place on October 3rd at the Connect Senior Center. Naomi, how would you say that this vendor fair aligns with the broader mission of West Bloomfield Parks to serve the seniors in the community?
Absolutely. So I believe that this event, it does align with our mission. Overall, we just want to create an environment where we support the health, wellness, and overall quality of life for our seniors. And so this event just creates an opportunity for them to connect with the community, connect with one another, so they can come to this event, meet other seniors, and have that social aspect as well. But it does provide a good opportunity for them to really get involved and connected to the community. We want them leaving this event feeling empowered, feeling well educated, and more connected to our West Bloomfield community as they ever will.
That's absolutely right. Now, how do you measure the impact of an event like this on both the attendees and the vendors? And are there follow-ups or possibly surveys planned for this event?
Yes. So for all of our events, we send out feedback surveys at the end. I think for us, it just really helps us get a picture of how did our event affect anyone that attended, what impacts happened at the event, what they enjoyed most, what they enjoyed least. So it really just allows us to get that feedback, improve for next year or whatever event that we have following up. So we always do send a vendor survey as well as surveys to our participants just to let us know how can we make this event better as we continue to move forward.
Of course, always great to continue to get that feedback and to know what the seniors in our community are looking for. Naomi, I got one more question before we wrap things up. Where can people go to make sure that they are staying up to date for this event and to gain a little more information?
Yes, so there are various ways to keep in contact with us. We have our West Bloomfield Parks website where you can visit that website. You are able to register as well as get a little bit more information about our Senior Health Showcase. We do have social media, and so if you go to our Instagram page, you can also learn about all of the programming we have there. And then you can also call either our West Bloomfield Parks phone number or call us right here at Connect, and we can definitely give you that one-on-one information and just help you from there. So there are various ways where you can contact us and get that information.
Always great ways to stay informed with our community. Naomi, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
We're glad that you enjoyed it. Once again, the Senior Health Expo is going to be taking place on October 3rd at the Connect Senior Center. Hope to see a lot of people out there. When a medical emergency is in effect, it's important that you know what to do to help save someone's life, whether they be a stranger or someone you love. The West Bloomfield Fire Department is available and ready to help you with CPR and first aid training to make sure that you are prepared. West Bloomfield Fire Captain and EMS Coordinator Blake Belsky recently joined us on the Splash Live for this all-important discussion.
Captain Belsky, thank you for being on the show today.
Good morning, Tyler. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, happy to have you back, especially for a topic like this. As we get into the school year, as we get into the fall, and people are out and about for fall events, and there's all the stress of the holidays that come up eventually. There's a lot of different risk factors that could put people's lives at risk and be in need of someone being able to administer CPR or use an AED. So for the average citizen in West Bloomfield, why should they get trained from our local fire department or another organization in CPR and in first aid?
Well, cardiac arrest is one of those factors that is able to ignore age. It's able to ignore income. It doesn't matter where you live, where you came from, or who you hang out with. Everyone is at risk eventually for sudden cardiac arrest, and to reduce the likelihood of that being a fatal incident, if somebody is able to provide CPR and use an AED within seconds of you experiencing that cardiac arrest, that significantly increases your likelihood for survival.
And so when people undergo this training, what are some of the things that they learn that can really be helpful, not only when they complete the training, but even in the event that they experience some sort of sudden cardiac arrest or another emergency while they're in that training proper?
Well, one of the things that we tell people in the first 5 minutes of this training is that the folks that work for the fire department and the police department, they're out there and they've certainly done their fair share of CPR in their careers. We've never seen it work unless somebody is doing CPR when we arrive. Sometimes that's at a nursing home where you've got a medical professional providing CPR. Sometimes it's at somebody's house during a holiday dinner. Somebody experienced cardiac arrest and somebody who had training was able to come in, start doing compressions, maybe start some rescue breathing, and give that person a fighting chance to get a heartbeat back by the time we arrive and are able to take over. We do a lot of CPR. We can't do it successfully without the help of the community, though, and that's why this training is so valuable.
And so for people that may be interested, they want to get CPR trained, they want to update their training and maybe get recertified, how do they go about that with the West Bloomfield Fire Department?
So the West Bloomfield Fire Department is a regional training center for the American Heart Association. We offer certification classes every other month on the first Monday of the month in the evenings, trying to accommodate those work schedules. Our next class is on, it looks like October 6th. Then we have another one scheduled for December 1st at 6 p.m. both days. And if you're interested, it's a $35 charge, and that covers the cost of the book and the cost of the certification card from the American Heart Association. I would love for everyone who's interested to call our office at 248-409-1505. Our AHA guru, Amy, will be able to get everything scheduled. There is one little hitch. We still only accept cash payments for these classes. It's just a way that we're able to process this quickly and efficiently. But if you're interested in a class that's not scheduled, we love to come in and we can do these classes for church groups. We can do them for neighborhood associations. And give us a call at that phone number and we'd be happy to schedule anything that works best for your group and your schedule.
And you made this important point earlier, kind of are now touching on it again. All these different groups, they all need to have some sort of training like this, at least somebody in that group in the event of an emergency, but also that comes back to CPR, first aid, even AED training, being something that can be done for all ages. It's not something that's limited to just adults. That's also a really important thing for people to consider, especially with their kids back in school.
Absolutely. The AHA does not put a limit on how old you have to be to get the certification. If you're interested in just learning hands-only CPR, that is I can teach you hands-only CPR in about 30 seconds. And I appreciate you mentioned the change in the date for the fire department open house. We will have a hands-only CPR station where we will teach you how to do compressions. As soon as you see someone fall down and you don't notice a pulse, you can do something immediately and learn it quickly and move on with the rest of your day. Get some cider and donuts at the open house. We've got some fantastic community partners at the high school. Mrs. Zanotti and Mrs. Danton do a great job with their CPR program. They're affiliated with our training center. The student Matilda Edwardson has done a really fantastic job with her WV Has Heart program, getting CPR education out to her peers at the high school. It's been really fantastic to work with everyone over there.
And to see their interest, too, in this, because it's become more of a reality that this doesn't have an age limit to it. We're not going to see sudden cardiac arrest just in mostly elderly patients or those that have some common physical risk factors that really can be something that affects people of all different ages. And so for you on the first responders side, to see that sort of interest from especially young people in the community, how does that give you and your peers confidence, especially as you're going out on these emergency calls and are being called in for life-saving service where, as you said, those opening moments can be really critical?
Absolutely. We've been very fortunate in West Bloomfield to have the support of the community when it comes to a reliable tax base or people coming out and seeing what their tax dollars are paying for at the open house. But that support goes so much further than just making sure that you're up to date on your taxes. To support your community by learning CPR, to save the people who live next door, save the people that live in your house, shop at your grocery stores. It's really wonderful for us to see, because we've only got so many tools, and it's going to take us from the time somebody calls 911 to the time our crews can arrive. It could be 5-7 minutes from phone call to arrival on scene, and that 5 to 7 minutes is a long time for your body to go without a heartbeat. So the sooner somebody is able to jump in there, it certainly makes our job a lot easier. And there's really nothing better than doing CPR on somebody and feeling that pulse come back, seeing a blood pressure, and maybe 2-3 weeks down the road, seeing that patient walk out of the hospital. It really is a wonderful thing, and it makes everyone on our crew smile.
You can follow the West Bloomfield Fire Department on Facebook at WB Fire Department. You can also visit their website on the West Bloomfield Township website, wbtownship.org, for more information. Joining us from the West Bloomfield Fire Department is Captain and EMS Coordinator Blake Belsky, as we consider CPR and first aid training for people across the community. Captain, the training is really helpful. It gives people that full picture of how to potentially save lives or maintain lives before those first responders get to the scene in the event of an emergency. But for those that are at home or at work or anywhere around the community watching and listening to this today that haven't undergone that training or are awaiting that, what are some things that they should know now that can really help in their own providing of first aid right in this moment if something happened today before our West Bloomfield Fire Department arrives on scene?
Sure, and a lot of people, even with that, the knowledge and the skill set after they get the training, it's a big ask to ask somebody to intervene. Early identification. We love prevention, but we love early identification. If you see somebody collapse, go up and see if they're okay. And if they're not okay, whether they're breathing or they're not breathing or they're choking or you can feel a pulse, you can't feel a pulse, the next step after you've identified that something is wrong is call for help. Call 911, get these crews on the road. Our police officers are constantly patrolling. Sometimes they're able to arrive even before the fire department on these cardiac arrest issues. And they've got AEDs in their car. They've got CPR certification as well, and they can get things moving along sometimes before our fire department crews arrive with their advanced equipment. Figuring out that something happened that shouldn't have happened and then calling for help. Those are the biggest things we can do if you don't have the skills or the comfort really to start providing those interventions yourself.
And just one more time for us, you did mention in passing earlier on in our conversation today, those opening moments, you see somebody collapse. You've identified that someone maybe is having a cardiac arrest or other emergency incident. Those first 30 seconds, first couple of minutes, just how vital are those and the response from the people around those individuals in a matter of life and death?
I mean, every second counts, Tyler. We can compare it to holding your breath. When somebody stops breathing, they're not breathing. Try holding your breath for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes until the fire department is able to arrive and start breathing for you. It usually doesn't work out well for the person that's trying to hold their breath that long. If you can't breathe, the sooner somebody's able to start breathing for you, the better your outcome will be.
All the more reason to undergo some of this training from our friends over at the West Bloomfield Fire Department. CPR, first aid, AED training, all through the West Bloomfield Fire Department, or they can point you in the direction of other local organizations that can also help you with that vital training. Captain Belsky, thank you as always for your time.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you having me.
Very important and very crucial training that can literally help to save somebody's life. So we really appreciate Captain Belsky for taking the time to talk with us here on the Splash Live. Step back in time and discover the rich history of Pine Lake at the Pine Lake Marina Tour. This engaging program will highlight the long-standing marina, the once popular water taxis, summer camps along the lake, and so much more. Historian Brian Golden recently joined us on the Splash Live to tell us all about the event. Brian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, my pleasure, Jake. Thank you.
Of course. Now, Pine Lake has such a rich history. Can you share a little bit about the marina's origins and its role in the community over the years?
Absolutely. That marina has been around for over 100 years, which is absolutely amazing. And the reason why I know that is because the Interurban, which was a electric rail transportation system, today we would call it light rail, ran out from the city of Detroit all the way up Grand River to Orchard Lake Road. And then it ran up Orchard Lake Road into West Bloomfield Township, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and it ended up in Pontiac. Well, as it was passing West Bloomfield, through West Bloomfield Township, I should say, it went right by the marina, which is absolutely fantastic because it got the patrons, those that wanted to enjoy a day at the lake, an opportunity. They would hop on the Interurban, and it took about 70 minutes, 80 minutes to get from downtown Detroit all the way to Pine Lake. And they could get off there. The service was continuous all day long. And so people very often would vacation there, or they had summer cottages there, very popular in Sylvan Lake, for instance, to have a cottage and use the Interurban as an opportunity to get to their cottage. So it was a key area, an attraction for those that wanted to ride the Interurban to use that mode of transportation instead of automobiles, mainly because the road conditions were very poor back then.
Wow, sounds like there were a lot of great uses for this program. And how would you say Pine Lake became such a hub for recreation and social gatherings in those early years?
Oh, mainly because the water. The water was the attraction. And the marina itself gave people an opportunity to hop on a boat or a canoe and be able to enjoy the refreshing day that you could spend in Pine Lake. So the marina was the hub of that kind of activity.
Awesome. Now, as we said earlier, the tour is going to be highlighting the water taxis, the camp on Pine Lake, and trolley transportation. I know it might be hard to narrow it down, but which of these stories do you find the most fascinating, Brian?
Oh, hands down, Jake. That's Interurban rail transportation. It was a key to getting people from point A to point B. When you could hop on a electric trolley car in downtown Detroit, and in about an hour, it would take you to get out to Pine Lake. And because of that, the whole success of that area, be it for recreation or people purchased homes, cottages. And that was their way to get to their wonderful recreation area, and which speaks volumes because of the importance of the Pine Lake Marina. Again, because that was the hub. There was even a convenience store located at the intersection of Seminary and what is today Orchard Lake Road. And that's where, that's the location of the Pine Lake Marina. And there was a convenience store. It was called the Auto, AUTO, Auto Stop In, which is fascinating. People would if they didn't have a canoe available to them at the marina, people would use the Interurban trolley car to transport it to Pine Lake. It was incredible.
It sounds incredible, and I can't wait for so many people in Greater West Bloomfield to take a look and to take this journey down history firsthand. For those just joining us, I'm talking with historian Brian Golden about the Pine Lake Marina Tour that's going to be taking place on September 11th with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Now, Brian, how do you see events like this helping to preserve and pass down local history to future generations?
Oh, it's paramount to you hit the nail on the head. It's passing along the information. A lot of people have no idea that a light rail system existed. That's number one. And number two, that it serviced Pine Lake. And it went right past the Pine Lake Marina. So because of that, it's important for people to have an understanding of how things took place back in the early 1900s, because that's where we're talking about. From 1900 to roughly 1929, those years were critical for people to be able to get around. Automobiles were a little on the expensive side back then, but more importantly, road conditions were horrendous. And that's why hopping on a light rail system like the Interurban, it was called the Detroit United Railway. DUR was the acronym. But it was important that they be able to get to these areas. And if you're dealing with dirt roads in the springtime, forget it, because the dirt roads turn into mud. And they become impassable.
You can check out our full interview with Brian Golden on civiccentertv.com to learn more about the Pine Lake Marina Tour. That's going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everybody on the Splash Live team for helping to make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.